Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine. So you're a guest at the next web conference blog, and you're Leah Culver. You're the co-founder and lead developer of Pounds, which is a social messaging application. And I want to ask you some questions about Pounds and some other stuff. But maybe first you can introduce yourself because this is, of course, a one-sentence introduction. But who are you?
That was a very good introduction.
Yeah.
Good job. Yeah, as you said, I'm co-founder and lead developer of Pounds. I I don't know much more to say than that. I'm originally from Minnesota in the U.S. and I live now in San Francisco, California. So.
Well, good enough. So first thing, I just got an email from you and a lot of other people probably too with the new features you launch. You're now open. You get email notifications with full text. You can import your friends and a lot of new stuff. Did you get a lot of positive feedback from that?
Yeah, well, we've been launching a bunch of features throughout the past 6 months, and I think that, we didn't really highlight them enough, or we didn't, let people know they were there. So we sent out an email today just saying, here's what we've been working on. Now anyone can register. You can get all your friends and family to sign on. You don't have to invite them. And we have better ways to import your contacts, so you can find people to share stuff with, which always makes it more fun. So.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about the growth of Pounds since because you went from a closed beta about a month ago, I think, a few weeks. Do you remember the date? When was it?
About 3 weeks ago, I think.
Right.
I'm not sure exactly. I don't remember offhand. But yeah, so the growth was really limited for the first 6 months because we had an invite system and we only sent out so many invites, and while within the tech communities and things, it wasn't too hard to get an invite you know outside of those communities, it was actually pretty hard. So when we opened it up, we had a huge spike in growth, and so that was good.
Okay.
But we
Did
want
the
to make sure
service
that the
crash?
system. What was it?
Did the service crash?
No, no. We were down for about 5 minutes because we were doing a database update, but it was expected. So
Okay.
it haven't crashed yet. Hopefully, knock on wood.
Okay.
Yeah, I expect it to happen someday. So
what?
What was that?
Oh, I don't. We shouldn't talk at the same time, right? So I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish your story. But you haven't crashed so far. That's good.
Yeah.
So a lot of people I talk to are developers, and they're all eagerly waiting for the API, the Pounds API, the famous API.
I know it's such an issue. Actually, I think tomorrow I'm opening it up to like limited set of developers to play around with because I really need some feedback on it.
Right.
I want to make sure that I'm sort of doing things the way that people expect and the way that they want. And so I think the last time when we did the first public release, I had some issues with certain things, and the other developers were able to catch it right away. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it should be. I shouldn't say the date yet, but there's a date set. So.
You just said tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow for limited release for people that are on the Google group and things to check it out.
Okay.
But it won't be with. It's just a sandbox. It won't be with live data or anything for a little while, because I want to see how people like it and if it's working the way they expect.
So is it going to be live before you're going to be in Amsterdam at the next web conference?
Yes,
Okay,
I can say
good.
that.
Okay, well
Yeah.
now we sort of have a date, or at least a window.
Yes, it will be before then. But.
Okay, so there's the damned Twitter question, right? Because a lot of people.
Okay, bring it on. Ask
Yeah,
the question.
I know. You're waiting for it. I was trying to postpone it, but I gotta ask.
Right.
So because I'm sure you've had this, a million times before, but do you have a standard thing you say when people ask you about the difference between Pounds and Twitter?
I don't have a standard thing. I mean, if you've played around with Pounce a little bit, or the community feels very different. So it's. I think that there are lots of differences. So every time I talk about it, I tend to mention a different one. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of social networks out there these days, and they're all slightly different and all slightly the same, and it sort of just depends on, who your friends are, who's using what types of things you like to do, what types of things you like to do online in general, and so I think Pounce has its own niche going, and we have our own community and so I mean, I guess that's the best answer I can give. I could highlight a bunch of different features and things, but it's like,
No, that's okay.
try out Pounce and see if it's your thing. So.
Now, the only thing I was wondering is do you see Pounce and Twitter just coexisting, or would you like to compete with them and steal their users, or what how do you see this coexisting these services?
It's
Be
really
honest.
fun.
Be honest.
No, I actually have an account on Twitter. I actually posted. They have a Valentine's Day thing going on where you can say, you hurt someone. So I played into that. I said that so you can go check that out. It's pretty funny. It's a kind of a cool feature. But no, I mean, I think the press makes things out to be a lot more competitive than they are. Of course, we want to have lots of users. We want to have lots of people using our service. Do we want that at the expense of other services? No. It's not that way at all. It's we want people to use what they want to use, and we want them to have a good time, and all we want to do is provide the best service that we can, right? So we don't want to lock users into using our service over other ones. We just want, I guess, people to like Pounce because it's a good service.
Okay, good enough. So, are there certain countries where Pounce is more popular than others? Because I know Twitter is, in Asia or something.
I ran the numbers probably 2 months ago, so it's kind of old data, but it was the most users in the U.S. and then Canada and then France.
France.
So, yeah, so that's really cool. I think Daniel, our designer, is gonna go speak in I wish I could remember what city he's in, but he's going to France in a couple weeks, and he's going to do a meetup there and things. So.
Okay, that's funny. Yeah. Do you know what Pounce means in French?
No. I hope it's nothing bad.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe that's why it's popular. So how did your Valentine's Day go?
Well, here it's only noon, so
right. Okay.
It hasn't really been the evening time yet. Okay. But good so far. I got lots of good stuff on Pounce, so people sending photos and videos and songs and things.
So are you one of the most popular users on Pounce?
No.
No?
No.
Who is?
Actually not. Kevin might be. I don't know if you know Kevin Rose.
I know.
He has.
I was trying, I thought that I'm going to sneak in the Twitter question, but not the Kevin Rose question, because they're both, everybody wants to know about Kevin Rose. So I thought I'd ignore that.
Oh, no, there's no, it's not a tough question.
Oh, really?
You can ask. Okay. No, you can ask about Kevin. I don't know, he's a nice guy. He's on Pounce, he's on Dig, so yeah, there's not a lot to say. He has a lot of fans on Pounce. So.
Okay. Well, he has a lot of fans, period, right?
Yeah, well, he writes some really fun stuff. Like, the stuff he posts on Pounce is really entertaining. His video podcast is funny. Like, he's a good guy. So.
Okay. So I read his description, and it's kind of vague. Because I think in your company website, or just the page on Pounce, it says he brainstorms about the direction of Pounce. I mean, does he actually work, or just brainstorm about
yes, he does. He does a lot of work that I would rather not do. He does our payroll and stuff like that too.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. And he makes
small
coffee.
Company, you end up doing a lot of stuff. So our roles are kind of vague, but in like kind of a good way. So I like that because at small companies you end up doing a lot of different random things, and it's really hard to actually sit down and say this is my exact job title.
Right.
Because you could be answering emails 1 minute and planning a party the next minute and driving around and picking up stickers the next. So, yeah.
Okay, well that brings me to my next question because about parties, because I of course I did some research into you, and one of the things I did was search for you at Flickr, and I noticed a lot of party pictures, especially one with oranges and some. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yes, I totally do. So
what happened there?
I came to this. So what happened was I was at a house party at my friend's house, and I had a little bit too much to drink, and I was really, really tired, and I fell asleep on his couch, and he thought it would be really funny to put like stuff on top of me and take photos. And he posted them to Flickr, and I had, it was the first time I asked myself, like, I know these are public photos and he took them, and do I ask him to take them down? Like, is that bad? But there's something about, I really thought, this is something that actually happened. I actually fell asleep on his couch and he did this, and I think in the web these days, people are starting to, I guess, be more okay with being sort of themselves, right? I mean, there's this constant criticism of, what if you're a college student and you take these drunken party photos and they end up on Facebook, and, and I almost hope that, instead of being all worried about privacy issues and things like that, people, I mean, part of this loss of privacy is coming to accept people for who they are, which is, I mean,
and this is who you
maybe
are.
that's a weird answer for, hey, I found some funny photos on you on Flickr. But no, honestly, I know exactly which photos you're talking about, because that was the exact time I had to make that decision. So
Okay, cool.
I let it go. So.
Okay. So I have one more question, and then we're gonna wrap up because you're busy. So what did you think about the Yahoo Microsoft thing? What do you think is gonna happen?
Oh wow, nobody's asked me that yet. Well, they turned down the current the former offer. But I don't know. The thing is, I tend to agree that there should be healthy competition in this area, right? And whether a merger would, reduce that is something I don't know. And I think it's vital for the continuation of this, of ideas and innovation in this area to keep, sort of a lot of players around. So I don't know if that's like a good answer. I mean, I'm no expert in these things, and I have no idea what's the best for the industry. But
Okay, but you would
I
have
don't know.
sold, right?
I don't take a very strong stand. What?
You would have sold.
If I were in their shoes, I don't know. I mean, it's a tough decision to make. So I don't know. I don't agree with Google criticizing them, though, for sure.
Okay.
Google's open letter was just kind of mean.
Yeah.
So, it's like I don't know. So I feel bad commenting because I certainly cannot make a comment if I say that Google shouldn't comment on it.
Right.
So.
Okay. Good point. Okay, so you're gonna be in Amsterdam in April. Do you have any special plans for Amsterdam? Because I'm sure you're gonna stay all weekend. The conference is a Thursday and a Friday. What are you gonna do in Amsterdam?
What was that?
What are you gonna do in Amsterdam?
I don't know yet. Tour around. Just see sights. If you have any suggestions, let me know.
Sure. Yeah. Well, as long as you don't fall asleep on any couches here and stuff like that. But no, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, do you have anything to say as a goodbye to our readers?
I guess just happy Valentine's Day, and I hope to see you at the next web conference.
Good. Thank you, Leah.
Okay, thank you.